through a strike fund. The mother of the 14-year-old girl who was made pregnant, admittedly by a man named Dawson Brown, has been arrested. 32-year-old Kendrell Bowden is charged with human trafficking in Pearl River County. Dawson was arrested last week on statutory rape and human trafficking charges, and his mother, Sabrina Brown, was charged with evidence tampering and child neglect. The average price for gas in Mississippi now $3.61, says Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
When you choose a natural diamond, you're choosing more than just a truly precious gemstone.
You're choosing a symbol of forever, formed deep within the earth over billions of years, not in a factory in China. I'm John.
And I'm Corey Ravenstein. At Juniker Jewelry Company, we understand the importance of legacy. We've been Mississippi's direct diamond importer for over 4 generations.
That's why we offer only natural diamonds, timeless treasures that become family heirlooms, passed down from generation to generation.
Every Juniker's natural diamond is hand-selected for its enduring beauty and brilliance, ensuring your story lives on in something truly exceptional.
Come shop the largest selection of gorgeous natural diamonds in the state. Every shape, size, and price range, all at the guaranteed best price in Mississippi.
From the Delta to the coast, more families trust Junikers than any other jeweler.
Celebrate your love.
Honor your legacy.
Naturally. At Juniker's.
Juniker Jewelry Company, 1485 Highland Colony Parkway in Madison, and JunikerJewelry.com, Mississippi's direct diamond importer.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away at the stories. Chip away. That's what I'm gonna do. Sweet little mama, I want my cat next to you.
And good. Thursday. It's Thursday morning here on the radio program. And it's also Thursday in your house and in your bedroom where I'm blowing in your woofer and your tweeters are getting tweaked. Yes. It is the one, the only, the Chip Matthews on the Chip Matthews Show right here all over your radio and all over the world. Worldwide, we're listening to the old Chipper. Let's see what's going on here. Good morning, J.C. Dunn. Give him hell and praise Dale. There you go. Good morning, Chris, Joanna, Lloyd Travis. You people must be insane being up this early, this quick. Jeff Thomas, good morning. Jenny Halford's even up. Wow. Shane Easley. Let's see who else we got here. Jeff Thomas, Will Brown. Let's see our we got some people sleeping late in Canton. There you go. But anyway, Chip wanted to sleep late today. God, it was hot yesterday. And then it kind of thinned out. It was kind of nice on the deck. It was kind of a nice warm day, but not. Okay, because you had constant wind coming from the hurricane blowing on the coast, messing with everything. There's Lloyd Travis. Oh yeah, Dale's seasoning is great. There you go. But anyway, and we'd like to thank everybody who came out last night for the sessions, the Beethoven sessions. That's the original music series that goes on each and every week on Wednesday at Beethoven's / Acme Pizza. Y'all come on out and check that out. We had four. It looked like it was supposed to be 3 artists, but I want to say there was 4 or 5 up there. Yeah, Lauren Lindsay was there. Who else was there? Come on, Chip. You can do better than that. But anyway, y'all come on out and check all that out each and every week. We do that, and everybody's playing their original music. And Blue was there. Howard Blues kid. I can't. My brain is gone, y'all. I can't remember anything. Must be the heat. Y'all, I know 2 people yesterday that suffered from heat stroke. So y'all make sure that you are doing everything you can to stay out of this heat. Stay out of overstressing yourself. A lot of you just feel like you're supermen and superwomen. You're not. Look, I'm gonna tell you what. Superheat always wins. Yes, it does. Ask a lobster. You know, you stay out in that heat, you get that suntan, this, that, and the other. But right now, it takes no time at all to heat up to a level to where you could have a stroke or become a victim of some kind of heat-related disease. And it's no reason. There's no reason in it. Although there in Jackson, you had another one of those apartment complexes where they cut off all the heat, all the air, cut off the electricity to the apartment complex. How many places in Jackson do we provide, or they get a pass to have free water, and free electricity? Because, they decided to cut it off down there. They're going to quit giving away electricity everywhere. I can promise you that, because you got to have it all for the data centers, because the data centers will never, ever, ever suffer an outage. It's just not going to happen. It can't happen. It's one of those things that, excuse me, this light bulb's on right here. Don't you ever let this light bulb go out. If you let this light bulb go out, it's all over. That's where we're at, y'all. That's where we're at. We've set up our own demise. We've set up the way to kill the entire culture of the world. Because once that, now that everybody can no longer think for themselves, nobody can do math. There's a few of us that can. Us old folks, we can do some math. We can count change. But and so we're going to just get rid of change, get rid of pennies. Pennies are hard to keep up with. They make no sense because they don't divide by 10. Huh? But anyway, but when you look at all of this that's going on in the world, and you're going, we're getting dependent on a data center. We're getting dependent on everything but what we need. Meanwhile, we can't get the Save America Act passed. We can't get the people can't get their voice back. It seems like that's the easiest thing to do, is to tell Mississippians, and everybody should be in agreement that Mississippians should have their right to vote. With the ballot initiative, we should have our right to do much, much more. But we don't. We don't. Call a special session. Do one of those quickie things like you just did, Mr. Tate. And just say, okay, come on in here. Let's vote on this real quick and give these people back their right to vote and go home. And then my next question to you is, and if some lawyer would like to file that lawsuit, I'd like to be a part of it. A lawsuit against the state, basically saying you can't take away. You never had the right to take away a ballot initiative. And all of us are just walking around in circles because you can't take it away. See, that's the whole thing about the Constitution. You can't take away somebody's rights. So how in the world can the state of Mississippi say that they've taken away our right for the ballot initiative? How can they say that other than they're in control? And as long as those people are in control and 17% of the world of Mississippi votes, they just say, oh, you can do whatever you want. Call Cindy today, y'all. Everybody call Cindy Hyde-Smith, tell her to pass the SAVE Act. Y'all can also call that guy, Roger Wicker, and tell him to pass the SAVE Act. Tell Roger Wicker, hey, let's fund this. We all need to get together and fund the military and not be worried about giving money to the Ukraine and this, that, and the other. They talk about, you want to give out raises to military people? Yeah. Want to give out raises to military people. That's like saying you don't want to give raises to policemen and everybody else that has to clean up the mess of the politician. You got to give up the money. If you look at the balance sheet, we really can't afford it. What balance sheet? What balance sheet are y'all looking at? that's why we're trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, because you don't look at the balance sheet. You just say, look, we got to help the poor people over here that are out in the heat and out of the cold, and you go and you look at it and you go, we got to feed the babies. I saw where there were people in Canton complaining that school lunch program that they needed to pay. They had to pay this year. And they're going, why are we having to pay for our kids to eat? Excuse me? Why do we have to pay for our kids to eat? And there are people all over the area that at their public school programs are saying, why do we have to pay for the kids to eat? And then somebody says, we're having to pay $3 a day to feed the kids. $3 a day. We must be on that same program that they have on TV where for 49 cents we can feed your baby for a month. $3 a day. What are they eating? And that's the next question is, they're feeding this healthy stuff and nothing has sugar in it. I mean, that's what it is. It's called school lunch. Now, when I was in the high school and elementary school, we paid, but of course we were going to private school. We had to pay. There were no freebie handouts. Times were tough back then too. We had the energy crisis. We had Jimmy Carter in office. We excuse me. We were living through bad government at that time. We got Trump in office. We're living through good government. And then we got where Benny Thompson has done everything in the world to take care of us. And if we don't have money to feed these kids, my next question to you is, Benny, give them a donation. Benny, all you had to do is take a stock tip. Do some work. But, Benny's good at hiding. Benny has been able to hide and be in office and do nothing for 33 years, 34 by the time we get around this election. And there you go. I mean, what do you do? Okay, somebody asked JC Sun, even at the zoo, do not feed the animals. They will become dependent. Yes, that's correct. When you go out and you see bears in the wood and this, that, and the other, they become dependent upon eating. And that's exactly what the world has done, is we've become dependent on what Benny Thompson allows us. And like I see people talking about how the state is so Republican and this, that, and the other. Yeah, they'll give us all of that. But the truth of the matter is, Benny is the king. Benny is the king. And if you don't realize that, it's not Chip talking crazy on the radio. Everything that socialism is provided to the state by Benny Thompson with a Republican stamp of approval. Yes, a Republican stamp of approval. The only thing that we haven't got taken in is which we voted to put it in place, and then of course Tate vetoed it, was the expanded healthcare programs. I mean, come on, people. It's like we got a little Republican pushback, but the reality is we're still taking just as much. We're taking twice as much from the government than we pay him. We pay nothing. We get a free president. We get a free all that, because if we're sending $1 there and getting $2 back, then we don't pay anything into the U.S. government to do anything. Mississippi, y'all get it all back. You get 100% of your money back, plus we'll give you another 100% on top of that. And that's how we run our state, off of that money, off grant programs. And then those grant programs go to NGOs. And then when that money goes to the NGOs, there's no accountability on the money. Pass legislation that say that you're going to keep up with the money. Pass legislation that says you're going to keep up with the vote. Pass legislation that gives the Secretary of State the power on election day to do something other than just look. I mean, because that's all they got. On election day, the Secretary of State's office says, we will have people everywhere to go look and observe. That's all they do. That's all they do. Write a report. Election commissions write reports. Send it in. You call in all over the state. You'll call in and say, there's this problem, that problem, this problem, that problem. and they just write it down. We should be able to go down there and get election day reports from the phone center at the Secretary of State's office. And I mean, I have called some elections over 25 or 30 times. And I wonder if those phone calls are logged or if they're just sitting there just looking at the ceiling. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back and talk some more here. If you got something on your mind, give me a call. We'll talk about that. We'll be back right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. If you got something on your mind, give me a call. We'll talk about that. We'll be back right here.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Lime Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Are you looking for a church family to connect with? One that will provide opportunities to grow in your spiritual life, as well as a chance to serve others? First Baptist Flora may be just the place for you. We're located at 102 Jackson Street in Flora. To worship with us in person, we have a traditional worship service that begins Sunday mornings at 8:30. Then our life groups meet at 9:45, and the Refuge Contemporary service begins at 11 a.m. We also have a midweek service every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So come join us at First Baptist Flora, where we're making much of Jesus.
It's all systems go this month at Mazda of Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit, come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. More room for you and your cargo makes the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And Mazda of Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Want insider tips on foundation repair, maintenance, and how to protect your biggest investment? Todd Sandridge, owner of Superior Foundation Services, will be dropping in this month for quick interviews with your favorite local hosts. Whether you're dealing with cracks, settling, or just want peace of mind, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Superior Foundation Services, helping you stay on solid ground. Find them online at superior.ms. That's superior.ms.
Got a car, truck, or SUV you are trying to sell? Well, we want to buy. Hi, I'm Casey Ellis, owner of Ellis Autoplex in Brandon. Right now, we're paying top dollar for clean vehicles, and you don't have to buy anything from us. We'll appraise your vehicle, make you a strong offer, and you can walk away with a check the same day. No marketplace maniacs or Craigslist crazies here. Our checks are real. If you've been thinking about selling, well, now's the time. Ellis Autoplex in Brandon is home of Little Truck City. Follow us on Facebook or shop online, ellisautoplex.com.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
I am the Chip Matthews on the Chip Matthews Show here on WYAB. Good morning, Vince Warren. Chris, just call Cindy. I like that. And then Lori Travis, they could, I think that's Lloyd there. Yeah. Why did the data centers not being built along major rivers? Good question. They could implement hydroelectric power and have an endless source of power. That's something I've thought about all along, and the data centers had chilling towers. So when the floodwaters come in, you could actually, and there are chilling towers that recycle, because when met the first people that were starting to build the first one in Canton, they said, some expert that was there said to me, why aren't y'all getting a way to recapture this water and do it again and recycle it? Because you can't drink it after it goes through the data center. It's got a long way to go to get fixed. Interesting. Okay, looking at crime radar, 16 hours ago, man with gunshot wound to head, not breathing. That's possible. Let's see what else we got. Person found in dumpster at apartment complex. I wonder if the person was dead or alive. Let's see what else we got next. 3-car crash on Highway 49 near Madison. Mississippi government is giving homeowners new windows. Well, I don't believe that. Male found lying outdoors for days at West Capitol Street. Report of possible shooting at Highway 90 restaurant. Okay. Snakes with eggs found inside residents. Ooh, you got to watch for them snakes, especially if they're politicians. Person jumps off Raymond Road Bridge in Jackson. Medical aid requested during verbal domestic call. Squatter complaint at vacant house on South Main. 1-year-old having difficult breathing on 463. Man shot in chest and stomach, taken to hospital. Man reports parents not caring for him. Imagine that. Your parents don't care for you. That must be somebody from Jackson. That's got to be somebody from Jackson. Some kid that goes, he listens to the show and he goes, you mean my parents are supposed to take care of me and raise me? I better call 911. Elderly man unresponsibly, possibly dehydrated in a shower. Okay. Woman smoking suspected drugs outside a hotel room. I wonder if you could smell them. Unplug this one. Let's see what else we got. Mother asked police to take items from son's room. I could see that happening. As you're a kid, there's all kind of stuff that you bring home. And that's something else. We need to secure guns. We need to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And weapons inside the house when you go through your house, and because your kids are coming home. I'm talking about you people in Jackson that your kids are out at night with the guns, and they're all over. Kids everywhere are trying to get a hold of a handgun to where they can take a video and be on TV and looking like some third world country takeover. And you show up, you get out there and they're jumping up and down with their hands in the air and they're putting their AKs in the air. When you look at it on the national news and it's in another country, our local news now, when they are online, when you see these things, it is not another country. It's here. And it looks exactly like those pictures from the third world countries of the revolts and stuff. You need to go through everybody today. Do it before the weekend. It's the hotter it gets, the worse it gets for people wanting to. You have a shorter fuse, and you're going to pull that trigger quicker. And there's nothing wrong with having a gun. There's nothing wrong with having a gun in your house. But there's something wrong if your kid has a gun and he's underage and he doesn't know how to handle a gun at all. That's just plain Jane simple, And if your guns need to be secure, and so you need to go and check your house whether you're a criminal. I mean, you criminals, these kids could wake up and shoot you, Go check and know where your guns are and know that they're put up safe. At least do something for society if you're going to do absolutely nothing as a criminal in the metro area. Just go and secure your guns. Make sure that you know where your guns are. Make sure if your kid is prone to steal cars at night, that he doesn't have your gun in the car when he's out riding around. And that goes also for you people at the Jackson Police Department. Make sure you know where your guns are and lock them up and have them in a safe place when you leave your car running with the air conditioner wide open and you go inside the convenience store to, to do something for a long time. Sometimes you'll be sitting there for a while. And then they just break in your car and steal your guns that are right there. Or they just steal your car. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You got to do something. You got to act like you're responsible for something. Be responsible for your guns. Be responsible for your kids. Get your kids in school. Get them ready to go to school. Canton doesn't start school for a few more days at a public school, so that means our kid, that means our kids are out there on the streets in Canton just doing everything they want to do. Running the streets. Get out and secure everything in your life. Know your block. Protect your block. Make sure that people are practicing good gun safety. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Make sure that people are practicing good gun safety. We'll be back with more right here.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Hey, Flora, the farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, organic, local, clear. Locally sourced meats and vegetables too. Fresh produce every day, picked just for you. The farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, come see what's fresh today.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Not much talking, but more attacks in the Middle East. The U.S. carrying out an 11th straight night of attacks. Bahrain and Saudi Arabia this morning warning about incoming attacks. Secretary of State Marco Rubio asked about the potential for peace talks with Iran.
The problem we're having right now is that they're not serious about talks. If they're serious, we're serious. If they're not, then we will do what is necessary to protect that, our interests and also the interests of our allies.
That's Marco Rubio. Later this morning, Dover Air Force Base, President Trump did attend the dignified transfer for the remains of some of the troops that were killed in the Middle East. Parts of the Gulf Coast had faced the prospect of a hit from Tropical Storm Bertha. They got that hit. It hit in southern Louisiana and is now headed to the Gulf Coast of Texas. Parts of the Northeast cleaning up after strong storms that canceled thousands of flights earlier this week. And there were water rescues being taken place in and around West Virginia as well. This is ABC News.
Mississippi, the 39th annual Mississippi Wildlife Extravaganza hits the Clyde News Center in Pearl, July 24th through the 26th. Kids 12 and under get in free all weekend, and we're throwing back 2016 price, and that means just $10 for the adults. Sea Turtle Man, Diamond Jim Board Wine, Mountain Man from Duck Dynasty, and more live. There'll be gator shows, big buck contests, giveaways, bounce houses, and family fun all weekend long. Check us out online, msganza.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you. Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
6:35 a.m. And what do y'all find strange about this? The kid on the coast. Every one of these press conferences, they just did his autopsy and had the big report, not released here in Mississippi, but at the NAACP convention in Chicago with Ben Crump on the stage. When you look at all these things, the one thing that I have to give it to Benny Thompson for, he's not around. He's not standing next to these fools that are lying. He said, I'm not getting caught in that lie. I'm not getting caught in that trap. I mean, I hate white people too, but I'm not going to go out there and get in the middle of that. That's what I see. I mean, Benny stayed real clear of it. Good morning, Ricky Gray. He stayed real clear of a lot of this right now. And when he jumps in, it'll be interesting to see what he has to say. But Benny's been working with white people for years, although if you go to see him at Washington, he ain't going to come out to see you. Many people say that when you go to see Benny, he doesn't come out to talk to white people or white groups. And, that's racist. Or really, he might be just busy. He might just be busy, just because he doesn't, you're white and you don't see it. Sometimes you just feel like it comes at you that way, right? Because you're white, you feel like everybody's blaming you, right? It's sort of like, everybody black thinks that, everybody white thinks that they're criminals. Well, this perception that has been created by the media, and the media drives this. Y'all, there's plenty of news in the world and plenty of news that need to be reported in Jackson and in Canton and Madison County, and you only have a 30-minute newscast at all these networks, and they can take a bunch of stories about nothing. They're not even good feel-good stories, and put them up there on the screen and say that that's the news. That's what's going on. That's what's happening, because they don't want to tell us what we need to know. Good morning, Debbie Bragansky. The reality is, you don't have to get into social issues. Just report the news, road buckled, and the water all over Jackson. We got roads that need to be fixed. Why don't we go on up there talking to the supervisors in Madison County, the three amigos? I know they had no comment. It's hot, and you don't want to push it. You don't want to go find somebody that works in that department and talk to them. You don't want to go find the people that live next to the potholes that were supposed to be fixed. It's sort of like the bridges. You go to these bridges that are out in Jackson that have been out for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years. You go to the bridge and it's not there, and you're worried if it's going to ever come back. And then all around it, it's grown up all around it. Nobody's cut the grass. Ditches. We got a ditch in Canton where they went through and they did all this work on this ditch. And the whole purpose of a ditch is to move water, right? Well, there's stagnant water in there. You know what happens in stagnant water in the heat? Legionnaire's disease, many other diseases, And in those ditches, probably in Canton, there might be some sewage in them. That isn't good either. And then it just grows and grows and grows and grows. But that's the way the government works nowadays. They only have to put a Band-Aid on a problem every once in a while and only have to address a problem every once in a while. And as soon as they can flip it and say, well, that's the problem with the kids. That's the problem with the families. That's the problem with everybody else. The politician flips the script and just says, those are domestic violence situations, and there's nothing we can do to stop the violence in those situations. Yes, you can. Go in there and arrest some people. Go in there when people have guns and get out and talk about gun safety. Get out and talk about what is out there. Don't sit there and act like gun safety is something that people practice every day. It's sort of like when you go to school and you do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning and you do the things like that. That instills patriotism, which we don't do that anymore. We don't instill patriotism. We don't instill all the reasons why you're free in America. We don't take what we've inherited from our parents and our grandparents and from the people that fought in World War I and II and even those people that won things out of the Civil War. You don't take what you won and cherish it and hand it down to the next generation. You should take what you inherited and hand it down. That's what you do with your goods and services, your guns, your family businesses, and then if you look at and nothing against the families that are no longer in business anymore that had old school businesses that started back in I understand cashing out. I understand there's a point where you need to cash out, but when you start losing family-owned businesses, Cowboy Maloney's being gone now and not being owned, and knowing that it's not going to be what it was, that's sad. It's just like when Bebop went away. Everything that goes away that gets handed off to the next generation. And I know it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher for these businesses to make it, but it was tough when they started those businesses. Those were the hard times. And then the families inherited those businesses. Go back to Jitney Jungle, y'all. Wasn't our life better when there was a Jitney Jungle everywhere and a Mississippian owned it? Wasn't our life better when Mississippi ate a lot of groceries that were grown in Mississippi? It's unreal. And I heard that I was listening to that commercial farm store in Florida that has the fresh vegetables and they have all that. That's where you need to go. You need to go find a place to get them. Why are we buying Mexican lettuce? Why is Mexican lettuce ruling our world? Mexico is somebody we fight with all the time. We're always trying to close the border, get rid of the people. But meanwhile, and they want to come up here and help pick lettuce, but we don't want to grow any. The government don't want to help us out. I'm looking right there. We could be growing lettuce in the medians up and down the interstate. How about that? We could turn that into farmland and just grow lettuce all the way up 55. Think about that. If that was just one giant row of lettuce in Mississippi, and that we could pick that lettuce and it'd be better than just having grass grow there that we don't go back and cut. Lettuce would grow. It grows a certain height. We'd grow it all down the interstate. And it might even we could sell that lettuce to fund paying for the roads. We wouldn't have to open another casino or come up with another sin tax. Wouldn't have to legalize prostitution where we could have something we could tax to put more money into the coffers to be stolen. We could take lettuce and grow it as the median from one end of the state to the other. And then we would be the lettuce capital of the world. And, all you need is water. And look, in these ditches in Canton and everywhere, there's water. We could grow the lettuce there. Why are we so dependent on other countries to feed us with food? It's because our congressmen and our senators in our states and then all the ones in Washington aren't thinking about the future. They think about their money in their pocket. Okay, let's see. Debbie's saying my grandfather was a truck farmer and sold his peas, butter beans, corn, and okra to the jitney back in the 70s. Yes. Just like the coast used to be the seafood capital of the world. The coast, Mississippi Gulf Coast, right down there. I remember a restaurant down there called Bear Seeds. They always had fresh seafood. And I think it's where when they tore it down, it became casino magic. What happened to that? You know, these casinos, they come in, they come and go, they come and go. But the truth of the matter is, we could be eating, and if we could produce it here in the state, I mean, if it was plentiful, it would be cheaper. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be if it's supply and demand? So if we were growing lettuce, it's just lettuce. Just grow lettuce, heads of lettuce up and down the interstate. We could grow watermelons on the interstate, but that would turn into a disaster. There'd be more people run over stealing watermelons out of the middle of the median. That would just be awful. Lettuce, I don't think anybody's going to steal, so you would be able to harvest it easily and move along. I mean, it's just that simple. It's too simple. Farmers market on Woodrow Wilson. Yeah, I remember. Look, as a kid, every morning at 5 a.m., I used to get my grandfather had a bunch of grocery stores, and we would go at 5 a.m. to the farmers market, and he would get a load of watermelons, and he'd get other items for the restaurant, not for his restaurant, for his grocery store, tomatoes, squash, zucchini, peas. I can remember one or two summers I worked over at in Canton at the old over by Sab Park. There was a barn over there, and they had a thing that separated pickles. And we were, and people would bring the cucumbers in and sell them to them, and it would grade the pickles different levels, and you'd have bushel baskets they'd fall into, and those pickles were being sold for Atkins to make pickles. I mean, I can remember when Mississippi used to produce something besides ignorance, and we're on the news claiming to not be ignorant anymore. And we're moving up the charts. We're moving up the charts because we were a different level of ignorant. We're the highest level of the low levels of ignorance is what we are. And that's why we look like we're growing and going up, because we're ignorant. We have created a state of people that can pass a test, and that's it. They can't do anything else. There was a restaurant at the market that cooked fresh food. Yes. I used to have breakfast in there, and it was great. Ignorance. That's right, Ricky Gray. And you spelled ignorance in a way that they could understand it. Ice plant on Jefferson Street and 5 Points. Yeah. You had that. You used to have to go get ice. We owned an ice plant in Canton at one time. But, the city leaders need to get back involved. They'll grow a community garden here and there and this, that, and the other. But, this thing is bigger. It's like, for instance, if I were a legislator and I had all this money that we were fixing to give to some NGO, or we're trying to figure out how to feed some kids somewhere or some adults or whoever, and we're going to give it to some group that we don't know if they're going to do the right thing with the money. Why don't we teach them how to grow something, or we grow something and give that to them? Give them the food. It's sort of like when you see a guy on the side of the road that says, "Look, can I borrow? Can I not borrow? They say borrow. Can I get $3? $1 gets you change where I can go buy a burger," and you go buy him a burger and bring it back, and he doesn't really want the burger. That's what's going on with our money through the government. You have all these NGOs saying we need this to do this, we need this to do this, and then that's not what it's going to do. It's all simple, y'all. Everything in the world is really simply down to people that tell the truth and people that lie. People that tell the truth and people that lie. Let's go to the phone real quick. Good morning, YEB.
Chip Matthews, I was calling to see if you're really going to show up at the barbecue competition this year.
Oh, I'm not showing up to the barbecue competition because I've retired the title. I've retired the title. I retired the title.
You called me out last year and you showed up.
And I remember you getting mad because you got your butt whooped. Nobody wanted your barbecue. Nobody wanted your barbecue. Nobody wanted.
You showing up this year.
No, I'm not showing up this year.
Look, I spoke with your friend yesterday, attorney Mitch Tyner, and we talked about how you didn't even show up yesterday.
Well,
last year.
I have 22,000 square feet of restaurant where you can come and buy some of my barbecue since you want some so bad.
No,
you want to come
called me
taste it?
out
Just,
last
so
year.
come on out and try it. Come on out and try it.
Are you coming to the barbecue company?
No, I cannot.
What you grill?
I got to work this
What you
weekend.
smoke?
I have two people that wound up in the hospital that work for me. And
Well, it's not this weekend. It's August the 8th.
well, no, they're in the hospital. I'll be cooking for the next 2 or 3 weeks at the restaurant. They had aneurysm.
Man,
They were
well, my
aneurysm.
prayers are to those people that ended up in the hospital.
2 heat strokes. 2 heat strokes. I mean, in my restaurant,
You working people like that, Chip?
if I have to, they're loyal.
You have to. You got to create environments so they're safe, so they don't have heat strokes at work.
No, they didn't have the heat strokes at work, sir. They had the heat strokes when they went home in Jackson, Mississippi.
Well, I don't know where they live.
Okay, but anyway,
I wish you would show up and pull your smoker out so I could shut you up.
look, I could beat you with the Saka with a log. I could take one pecan log, and cook right there on the side of the road and destroy whatever barbecue you create. That's just the way it is.
Well,
I'm that good.
Nobody can testify to that.
Well, yes, they
Who's
can.
doing the cooking at your restaurant?
Well, I have a restaurant, 22,000 square feet, and I cook the barbecue, and it'll be full again tonight.
Well, that's what you're telling us on the radio. But
No,
nobody has seen that.
Nobody's seen that? You need to come out
We
to the
don't-
restaurant. You'll see the
we don't know if it's Henry that works for you.
Henry doesn't work for
We
me.
don't know.
Henry has disappeared off the face of the earth.
Well, Chip, I invite you to the barbecue cook-off. I have already signed my paperwork, paid my entry fee, and I'll be there.
Okay.
I'm in hopes that you called me out last year. Now I'm calling you out.
Well, what place did you come in? Did you come in first, second, or third, or fourth, or fifth?
Well, I did not place on last
Okay,
year.
okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
Look, I got the Chip Matthews disease. I'm going right back for it again.
Okay, there you go. Nothing's wrong with keep trying. Nothing wrong with keep trying, because that's what you got to do. You got to keep trying. Thanks for calling. We got to take a break, and we'll be right back on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Because that's what you got to do. You got to keep trying. Thanks for calling. We got to take a break, and we'll be right back. WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Imagine a day set apart for prayer, worship, and renewal. Reaching Beyond Ministries invites you to the Women's Prayer and Praise Break Conference, Thursday, September 24th at the 2 Mississippi Museums in downtown Jackson. Join women from our community for encouragement, fellowship, and faith-filled renewal as we pray for our city and beyond. Sponsorships, donations, and silent auction gifts are welcomed. For more information, email angelabutler01@gmail.com.
At Center for Orthodontics, we believe in family, tradition, and community. From kids to adults, Sandifer offers state-of-the-art orthodontic care with complimentary consultations, so everyone in the family can smile with confidence. Sandifer Orthodontics proudly supports Tri-County Academy and the Building on Tradition campaign, so a short drive to local businesses like Sandifer helps TCA thrive. Begin the journey to a beautiful smile at SandiferOrtho.com. Sandifer Orthodontics, Highland Village, Jackson, and Gateway Drive in Brandon.
For over 2 decades, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for auto repair and maintenance, brake repair and replacement, radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, AC, and water pumps. A1 will get your vehicle back up and running fast. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, rings, and pinions. A1 Gear and Auto, Highway 49 in Florence. A1 Gear and Auto, your trusted auto repair shop.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. here on 1039 WYAB. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here on 1039 WYAB each Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m.
This is Demario Davis from the New Orleans Saints. As a Brandon, Mississippi native, I've seen the positive effects Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge has across the state. Help us restore broken families and fight against addiction by donating an unneeded vehicle, even if it doesn't run. Mercy House will pick it up for you. All paperwork is handled and you receive a tax deduction. Call 601-572-7296 or visit vehicledonationsms.com.
Thank you for helping us get our daddies back.
Need equipment that works as hard as you do? Come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. Thousands of you have already made the short drive to see us at H&H for the state's best deals on CM truck beds, Big Tex trailers, Wells Fargo enclosed trailers, and even rugged Candy electric utility vehicles. At H&H, our equipment is built for the farm, job site, hunting camp, or anywhere around your property. So visit me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales on Highway 35 North in Carthage, or online anytime at hhchiefsales.com.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
6:56 a.m. Remember, coming up at 7:07, and the one, the only, the Clay Edwards Show, right here over most of this radio station. On all of it, but anyway. Also on the internet and everywhere else. Jeff Thomas talking about Sea Lily ice cream. Seal Lily. And that's not how you did it. It's Sea Lily ice cream is what you got it. But you're talking about Seal Lily. I know what you're talking about. Because Bob Neblett used to sit there. Bob Neblett. Somebody's going, who the hell was Bob Neblett? Bob Neblett used to sit there and eat it on TV. So did Woody Asaph and all of them, you know. I guess that was one of the perks of being on TV back then when they reported the news and reported the weather and did everything to where we knew what was going on in the world. The perks were that people would come out and bring you things like Sea Lily ice cream on the air. You could eat it on the air. Wouldn't that be nice? Ice cream social. Anyway, y'all come on out and see us at Beethoven's on the Reservoir this weekend. We got stuff going on. Sunday, I want everybody to remind Sunday afternoon, a lot of people show up for the afternoon band because there's usually a band from 4 to like 8 o'clock to kind of wind down your Sunday. This Sunday, it's Snaz. Yes, we got the old guys in there. Snaz will be there. And coming up on August the 9th, we have a special tribute show. Lloyd Munn will be in town, and he does a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. And he'll have a full band, horns, the whole 9 yards. And he'll be in doing Jimmy Buffett music on August 9th. It'll be a day of Parrot Head party, Parrot Head paraphernalia, and we'll want you to be there and be a part of the Jimmy Buffett tribute day because there's no reason to be standing on water and not be playing some Jimmy Buffett music. I mean, that's as Mississippi as it gets. Also, you kids that are listening this morning and you are going to football practice, y'all be careful. Do not get too hot. Do not have a heat stroke. Drink plenty of water. All you people drink water. You know, if it's too hot outside, know that it's too hot and come back inside. I mean, you know, they didn't invent air conditioner to where you could act like you're from up north and not have an air conditioner in your house. I mean, we got air conditioners. If you ain't got an air conditioner, find an attic fan and crack that window just a little bit and sit there and let it cool breeze you down. But drink some water, drink plenty of liquids. You know, you got to lay off a little bit of the beer and the alcohol when it gets hot because, you know, it goes to your head quicker. You know, you need some water in your system. That's what keeps you alive. That's what you're made out of. You're made out of water. And, of course, that's what the government's trying to control is all the water in the world so that they can control you. So just remember that. when these data centers pop up. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing how hot it is out there. But y'all get out there, be safe, be careful, secure your guns. Everybody needs to secure the guns. Know where your guns are in your house. Make sure your kids don't have them. Make sure that the wrong person doesn't have them, but have them in a safe place. Don't leave them out open where they can get stolen. Jackson Police Department. We'll be back with more tomorrow at 6 a.m. Clay Edwards is next.